Alright, so we got a few things we have to discuss with regards to Sonic Frontiers, as we have gotten some official confirmations thanks to the latest official Sonic livestream, so we're going to have to get into this. And of course, if you haven't subscribed already, please make sure to subscribe. I'm trying to hit 60k subs, and as I've said before, legend has it that if I hit 70k subs before Frontiers comes out, then Frontiers will be great. So you know what to do if you want to put in that work into ensuring that Frontiers is great. Everyone has to do their part. But anyway, a lot of people seem to think I'm gonna be really mad at this because I've been seeing a few comments talking about this news since it was basically confirmed. But I'm gonna play the clip of Justin from the Sonic official live stream, and then we'll discuss the news.
Looks amazing so far. Can't wait to see more. Yes, we should be seeing more about Frontiers next year. It'll be coming out next holiday. Closer to that timing, there will be a lot more marketing around it, and we'll get to see a lot more. And then one big thing I should mention, the entire voice cast is returning for this. We've got Roger as Sonic, we've got Colleen returning as Tails. Everybody's come back. Cindy is Amy. Amy's voice is actually what you heard in the trailer. I know some people online were a little confused about that, but it's confirmed from me. That's Amy. So all of the gang's back. They sound amazing.
So he mentioned three things. Basically, we're going to get Frontiers news next year, which is obvious. You know, game's coming out next year. If we get no news, then no one's gonna buy it. Well, I mean, Sonic fans will still buy it even without news, let's be real. But that was an obvious one. He mentions the Ghost Girl as Amy, which I found pretty interesting. Like, I guess the leaks always mentioned the Ghost Girl, and we just assumed it was a new character. Because if it was Amy, why didn't the leakers just say Amy, right? But maybe the leakers just weren't big enough Sonic fans to recognize the voice or something like that. So that one is kind of interesting. But then he gives us the big guns. Said everyone has come back, obviously insinuating that people left and everyone's returned, basically. And if you guys remember, there was a little bit of a Sonic voicepocalypse at one point where we got Roger confirmed gone. He said he was leaving, and the Tails voice actress said she wasn't coming back for Sonic Prime, but she didn't say she was leaving completely. And then the Amy voice actress, Cindy Robinson, also said that she was gone, that she was loading out with her compadres or some shit like that. So what has happened here that everyone has come back? Well, I assume it's whatever happened with Roger, right? Whatever caused Roger to leave was some kind of, I'm guessing, this is obviously speculation, but some kind of situation where Sega just didn't treat them right or didn't give them what they wanted, and they just started leaving, basically. And Sega had to, I guess, cave and work something out with them that would cause them to come back. We don't know exactly the details of that situation because everyone's going to be, you know, mute and hush and, you know, mum's the word or shit like this. But yes, it seems like the voice cast is coming back. People were like, oh, Prem's gonna be so mad that the voice cast is coming. Honestly, like, most of the disappointment came from Roger coming back. Let's be real. Like, I know people are gonna say, good writing, Roger would be great. Listen, it's an opinion. Leave me alone, okay? But yeah, that was probably the main one. I mean, Cindy Robinson Amy was not my favorite, but I think she improved enough for me to tolerate it. Colleen as Tails is always pretty good. Travis Willingham Knuckles was great, and I don't think they mean Travis Willingham Knuckles because they changed Knuckles' voice in Team Sonic Racing, so I'm guessing it's whoever was in Team Sonic Racing, which that Knuckles voice wasn't that great to me, to be honest. That same sentiment applies to Silver, like 06 Silver, like Pete Capella always my favorite Silver voice, but the one in Forces was pretty decent. It was pretty acceptable, and then they changed it in Team Sonic Racing to something that I really didn't like. So again, like, when they say everyone's coming back, if they're saying the Team Sonic Racing cast and not the original Meta Era cast, then that's a bit annoying. I guess the main ones that I really had an issue with was Sonic and Shadow. Like, Kirk Thorne and Shadow was just not it for me. Roger and Sonic was not it for me. So those were the two big ones. But yeah, I think this news in and of itself is not enough to really make me react in some severely negative way. It's not really surprising to me. Like, if Roger came back, then them bringing everyone else back kind of makes sense at that point. At the end of the day, I think it'll probably bother me more if I ended up really liking the story in terms of, like, from a writing standpoint, because then I'd be like, okay, the story is amazing. Now I want the voices that I like to be in that story. But it depends on if Ian Flynn manages to pull off the story. I know Ian Flynn's got a lot of fans. I don't really follow the comics like that, but Ian Flynn's also got some people that don't like his writing, apparently. I saw some in my comment section. Because I don't really follow it much, I'm not really going to be like the judge of it until I play this Frontier story, because I'm not going to read the comics. But nonetheless, how much I care about the voice cast depends on how much I care about the story. Because when it comes to actual gameplay, like grunts and shit, that's easily moddable. But story shit is way harder. Deepfakes are way harder to do. So if you really want to just put your favorite voice in there, you can't really do much when it comes to the cutscenes unless you want to rely on these deepfakes that are just not there yet. So at the end of the day, To me, this is minor news. I kind of saw this coming. But we've got our movie cast set up. We've got our game cast set up. All that's left right now is Sonic Prime, the TV show that we haven't really heard much about in a long time. No trailers, no nothing. I don't even know when it's coming out. I know it's coming out 2022, but we haven't gotten confirmation on what month in 2022. I'm assuming it's going to come out after the movie, like ride that movie momentum. You know, that period after April when the movie has come out, but before November, before Frontiers has come out. Like, I think that in-between period would be a good point to give us Prime. I'm saying maybe like, I don't know, like July, August, September, around that period after we've gotten our June E3 like gameplay of Frontiers. That would be a good time to show us Sonic Prime. And all we know is that one Knuckles voice, It's Okay to Cry, he kind of basically confirmed and deleted the tweet that he was going to be playing Knuckles, and he had a great Knuckles voice. He also had a great Sonic voice that gave off serious Ryan Drummond vibes, but I don't think they picked his Sonic voice, so we're not going to be able to hear that because I really enjoyed that Sonic voice. But right now we don't know who is the cast of Prime. Aside from that, we could be getting a new voice for Sonic, Tails, Eggman, all these characters, so it's going to be interesting hearing essentially what I was saying in one of my previous videos. I think it was the Sonic Roundup, one of those episodes, but I was essentially saying we're going to be entering an era of like 3 separate voice casts. Only Colleen is in 2 of those things because everyone else is different, so it's going to be interesting having to like adjust the 3 different voice casts of Sonic. As it stands right now, like between the 2 that we've actually heard, I think the movie cast is the stronger one, but you know, there's less characters there, so it's not a full comparison obviously. But I'm actually really looking forward to this Prime voice cast to see if it's something that grabs me, and if it's the best voice cast of the 3, I'll be, you know, very intrigued to see what Prime has to offer, because as you guys may already know, I've said it a few times, I do prefer TV shows to movies, so I think Prime will probably have more of an impact on me than the movies, in my personal opinion. Although the second movie, I think based on what I saw of the trailer, it's definitely gonna be a more interesting watch than the first one. So, you know, there is definitely some competition with Prime. We'll have to see if Prime is well written. It's obviously fully animated, so it's definitely gonna be more interesting in that sense. I hope it's not just overly meta. I hope it's not just Boom Cartoon continued. I enjoy the Boom Cartoon, but I just want something a bit more serious. But just like with Frontiers, only time will tell. But yes, let me know what you guys think about this information. Amy is confirmed to be the ghost girl. We don't know why she is a ghost. Maybe she's missing and needs to be rescued or some Princess Elise type shit. Voice cast is coming back. And Frontiers news next year. Some people are saying Frontiers news on the 20th of December. I wouldn't expect any significant news on the 20th of December, okay? Like, maybe you might get a sentence from that Sonic Station Live, you know, one of those Izuka sentences, which is enough to make a discussion video on, but not like gameplay. Like, I don't expect any gameplay of Frontiers in December. If they had gameplay to show in December, they would have shown gameplay at the Game Awards, okay? So, just putting that out there for those who are like hyping this December 20th thing up. But yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. Make sure to check out the non-Sonic channel. The link will be in the description. But that's all I have to say right now. So, Premy out.